Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. You shut up, phone, will ya? But you're welcome. Welcome to the match reaction. Manchester United 1, Brentford nil. And look, happy days. Happy days for Manchester United. 3 points on the board. 3 points on the board. And a decent enough performance. You know what I mean? You would have to say. Decent enough performance. Yeah, 3 points on the board. Look, we knew it was going to be a tricky game. I don't think the game was as tricky as everybody was really anticipating. I think we got a reaction on the performance on Sunday. And I think, look, we're not scoring a lot of goals this season. You know, we're really not. So I think we have to kind of get it into our mindset that we will take 1-0 wins between now and the end of the season. We will take them. You know what I mean? We really will. And if it's a 1-0 win for Manchester United, every game between now and the end of the season, I will take it. Week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out. But look, I was happy at the reaction. I was happy at how we controlled the game. And it's been my one critical thing about this Manchester United team this year. As great as I think they've been, and as happy that I am in relation to how we're playing and where Ten Hag is after bringing us on the debacle that was last season, the one area that I was worried about was the fact that we weren't controlling games enough. And tonight we basically controlled that game from start to finish. There was moments in between where, you know, Brentford had their opportunities and had, you know, maybe a little 5-minute spell every now and again of, you know, being on top and stuff. But look, I mean, that's to be, you know, you have to be able to deal with these things. You're not going to get through a game without having some kind of pressure being put on you. And I thought we dealt with it really well. I really did. Another clean sheet. And another victory and a clean sheet at home as well. So our home record improves. Our goal difference, while it improves, it doesn't improve by much. Look, Newcastle won 5-1 tonight, so they gain an extra 4 in relation to goal difference on us. I don't think we were ever catching that between now and the end of the season anyway, so I don't see that as being a major concern. I will take 3 points on the board every week over a smelly goal difference. So give that to me, you know, every day. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. Chris says, narrow win. We need to have more chances. We cannot compete for the league going nip and tuck like this. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I absolutely agree with you. But I have to say, we're in the first phase of the rebuild of Eric Ten Hag. And did any of us expect it to be this good, this fast? So, you know, we do have to take it all with a pinch of salt and just say, look, it could be a hell of a lot worse because look where we were last year. You know what I mean? So, look, happy days. Let's see what the summer comes, but let's stay positive. Goal difference improving though, says Oshin, absolutely. RD says you're so good, appreciate it. Let's see. Oshin says always look on the bright side of life. Marley says 1-0. Good to see you, Marley. At least we won. Irish says not much better from Sunday. Only the opposition were poor. I thought we played better than Sunday. I have to say, I thought we played better than Sunday. I don't think we played particularly fantastic, but I thought we played, you know, it was a typical home performance. You just control the game. You get your goal. You're creating your chances. We're not scoring enough goals. You know, you put a 30 goal a season striker into that game tonight with Manchester United, we come out there with a 3-0 win. You know what I mean? Anthony had 3 opportunities to at least hit the target. 4 opportunities to at least hit the target. Didn't hit it once. Jadon Sancho, there's more confidence now in that remote control running up the pitch in Old Trafford than there is in Jadon Sancho running at fullbacks. Marcus Rashford scores again. Bruno Fernandes has another good game, I thought. Worked really hard. You know, we're missing our talisman in relation to Casemiro. 3 points on the board. I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm happy. Chris says, from here till the end of the season, I will gift a membership for every win. There we go. We'll hold you to that, Chris. Casemiro and Eriksen, a really, really big miss, as Irish said. Absolutely. But look, this time next week we'll have him back. Terraman says, Brentford 1 loss in the last 16 league games. That's a solid win. Eriksen coming back will make us more solid in midfield, more composed, which is what is needed towards the end of the season. I couldn't disagree with you on any of them points. You're spot on all of them. Absolutely are. And Tyke says it's 3 points on the board. Yeah. So look, happy days. It is. I'm really happy with it. Smash a like on the video, guys. 14 watching, only 4 likes. Take a second, hit the thumbs up button for me if you can. John says, great to get the win, but maybe I expected a better performance after the Newcastle game. I voted Kane and he would have finished it off. He would have finished it off. Absolutely, he would have. Let's jump into the match reaction. Or, sorry, the player ratings. I apologise. Player ratings. Now, let me just have a quick check here. Because I'm going to try something. And I just want to get the players up on the screen. Let me see here now. I just had a thought of this last minute. So, just bear with me. I'm going to try and get it up here. Not like that. Jesus Christ. I've got a child. Fred, Bruno, Sabitzer, that's right. Martial, Rashford. Yeah, all right. Let's go with that. Okay, let's go with that. Right, we're going to move you over to this screen. So, we're going to go through the player ratings. Now, I should have numbers that would come up on the screen, but I haven't got it set up. This was just a last minute thought on how I would do this. So, let's just go through it with a bit of visuals on the screen. So anyway, look. Let's start with David De Gea in the goal. I thought he was good. I thought he made a couple of good saves. He was brave tonight. He came off his line. He came nearly to the edge of the box at one stage in the first half to come out and claim a ball from a deep cross. And I was thinking to myself, all right, we don't usually see De Gea coming out in line with his, 2 centre-backs to say, get out of the way, I'll get this. And he did. And he set Anthony away with a lovely ball down the line. He was very brave for the one-on-one opportunity that Brentford had. He got injured in the process. So look, good solid game from De Gea for me. He gets a 7 from me. Get your score predictions in as I'm talking about the players as well, guys. I'd like to see what ye are thinking while I'm talking about it as well. So as I'm mentioning a player, you get your numbers in as well. We'll go with right back then, and we'll go with Diogo Dalot. Look, I thought he was okay. He didn't do anything wrong. Clean sheet tonight. I thought he defended relatively well. Couple of times in the second half where Ivan Toney kind of drifted out onto that side and he dealt with him quite well. I thought he'd done a decent job. I really did. I was saying before the game that I thought he probably deserved to be dropped on the back of last week's performance and that I thought Wan-Bissaka would come in. So, look, nothing against Dalot. I just thought Wan-Bissaka defensively against a team like Brentford, I thought would have done better. But Dalot, just a nice solid game. He gets a 6, an average 6. Shaw, I'm going to skip Shaw on this one because he got injured very early. He was playing really well. If he had continued that, he would have been up there with a 7 or an 8 for me, for Luke Shaw. But we'll talk about Malacia instead. And let me just put Malacia on the screen if I've got him here instead of Shaw. And look, I think Malacia had a really good game. I thought he did. I thought he came on to be coming into a game like that so early on, probably not getting a full warm-up either, coming in kind of cold. I thought he'd done really well. Progressed the ball up the field really well. He links up and his overlapping is brilliant. It looks effortless. And defensively, I'm so impressed with him. For such a small player, he's so composed when he's got players on his back, at dropping the shoulder, giving the lad the dummy, and just coming away the other side with the ball. He's very composed. I'm really happy with Malacia. He gets a 7 for me as well. I thought he was really good. Definitely a 7 there. Varane and Martinez at the back. I think both of them done really well. Again, clean sheets are centre-backs bread and butter. I played centre-back for long enough, albeit not a tall one. I like Martinez, for example, I wouldn't be as good as him. But centre-back's bread and butter is clean sheets, along with a goalkeeper, or anyone in the defence for that matter. And they're getting clean sheets 9 times out of 10 for Manchester United, So really happy with them. I'm so happy with the bond they've formed. They complement each other really well. Martinez in particular steps out into midfield. He's so composed on the ball. Varane is just the orchestrator of that defence as well, dictating everything. You can see him pointing, you can see him talking all of the time. His heading ability is unbelievable as well. He won a header in that second half from a corner, and he nearly headed it out onto the halfway line. It was so impressive. So 2 sevens for the guys at centre back there as well. Oshin says 5.5 for Delo. Let's see. He also says Shaw was going to be a loss if he's out long term. Malacia played well, but Shaw has a bit extra this year. I agree. But in saying that, I would not be worried with Malacia in there at left back finishing out the season. Okay, he may have 1 or 2 bad games, but on the whole, on the overall, scale of things going into the final, potentially 13 or 14 games, I'd be happy with Malacia there. I really would. Finn says it's probably the best we've looked without Casemiro in the first half. There we go. So now, centre midfield, we're going to talk about, obviously I can only put 11 on the screen, so we'll talk about, I'm going to do Scott McTominay first. We know Scott McTominay's weaknesses, and get your score, or get your player rating in for McTominay in the chat. But Scott McTominay, we know his weaknesses and we know his downfalls, and it's his passing ability and it's his link-up play and this kind of thing. But defensively, he's actually a good player. Well, maybe not a good player, but he's actually a decent player defensively. He's good in the air. He's actually able to read tackles and read interceptions, and he done it really well in the second half today. Really did. I thought that's the best I've seen Scott McTominay in 2 years, probably, in that second half today. First half he was hit and miss, but second half I thought he was really, really good. And I think if he had a first half like he had the second half, he'd be getting an 8 from me. But I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. Look, you all know I'm, at the best of times, a critic of him. So I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United long term. But I'll call a good performance when I see a good performance. And he played well in the second half tonight, so he gets a 7. Sabitzer didn't do anything wrong, didn't do anything spectacular, had 1 or 2 nice link-up plays with Rashford in the second half before he was substituted. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm yet to figure out what kind of a centre midfielder Sabitzer is. Is he a 6? Is he an 8? Is he a 10? I'm yet to kind of figure it out. I don't know. He doesn't do anything wrong when he's on the field. He has loads of energy. He makes a couple of good passes. He gets a couple of half shots off. He gets to the edge of the box every now and again. He reads a couple of interceptions, but he doesn't put it all together for me yet. I don't know what it is. But didn't do anything wrong. I'm not disappointed with his performance, but he didn't blow me away, so he'll get a 6. Bruno, look, everybody knows what I think about Bruno. I think he's a fantastic footballer, and I think his work rate is phenomenal, and we've seen it again tonight. Nothing spectacular out of him tonight, but he didn't do anything wrong either. The ball he gave to Rashford in the last maybe 5 or 10 minutes there, when he was kind of falling off balance, and he just played the ball with the outside of his right foot to put Rashford away, was just phenomenal. I'm really happy with Bruno's work rate, and I'm the type of fan that, and not just fan, anybody just watching a game in general, if a lad is putting in the effort and really busting his arse, I'll say, you know what, he's alright, and Bruno does that for me. Now, he didn't do anything spectacular today, so he's going to get a 6, but he gets a lot of unjust flack, in my opinion, and I'm a fan of him. I think he's doing really well for us this season. I really do. Fred came on as a substitute then as well, so Fred done nothing wrong, done okay, linked up well, didn't do anything particularly bad, so he'll get a 6. What did he play? 20 minutes. Anthony on the right hand side. No, I'm going to give Anthony a 6 because I'm going to give someone else a 5, and I don't think Anthony was as poor as him. And again, Anthony falls into the Bruno bracket for a lot of people. He gets a lot of flack from a lot of people. And I think some of it is justified, but some of it isn't. You know what I mean? I think Anthony's end product has to improve. And I mentioned it a few times on the watch along that his end product has to improve. He had 4 pretty much identical shots today that all went high and wide. Time will tell whether that improves or not. The one time he got down on his right hand side and went onto his right foot, he cut a lovely ball back to Scott McTominay, who barely missed, just barely skinned the crossbar with it. But he didn't do anything overly wrong. I think he's always shown for the ball. He always progresses the ball up the field really well. He's always positive, looking to take on the fullback. And he done that again tonight. And I think that takes... I know personally from... And anyone who's watching this that has played in defence before will know that when you have a winger who just runs with the ball up the field, it's just like, oh, thank God, because it takes pressure off of the defence. It allows you to reset. It allows you to get a breath, and it allows you to just regain your focus again a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that's really important. I think Anthony does that really well. So he's going to get a 6 from me. Sancho on the left. I thought Sancho was poor again tonight, I have to say. I think he was probably our poorest player. He has very good close control skill. He really does. These little flicks around and these little 1-2 touches around players that he can, maybe half nutmeg a player or, just left, right, around, but there's no end product to him. There's no end product to him. He still looks like a guy that's so lacking confidence. He builds up a head of steam when there's no defender within 20 yards of him. But when the defender closes him down, he slows it down. He stops. He goes inside. He goes backwards. Get at the fullback. Take him on. Go for the goal. We seen Rashford when he came out on the left-hand side in the second half. Every time he got the ball, he built up a head of steam and did not stop. And there was once or twice where he lost it because he didn't stop. But the defenders are going, whoa, I can't put in a challenge here. I'm inside the box. I want to see more of that out of Sancho. And we're not seeing it at the moment. I mentioned it on a video during the week that I'm running out of patience with him. But he is going to get 12 more months with me before I will say it's time to go. But if his performances next season are similar to this season, it's time to go. He's basically been a passenger for United this season. He's got 3 months off and he's done nothing when he's been here. Now, I more than anyone else want Sancho to work. We spent a lot of money for him. He seems like a good kid, and I want him to do well because the potential is there. But if he doesn't pull up his sleeves and pull up his socks and improve his performances, then it's time to go. He's not going to be Eric Ten Hag signing, so there's not going to be any, we have to hold on to him. It's time to go. So he needs to up his game between now and the end of the season. Marcus Rashford. Look, I thought Rashford was great again tonight. Every time he got on the ball, he looked dangerous. Every single time he got on the ball, he looked dangerous. Taking everybody on. Little 1-2s when he was playing through the middle. And you can instantly see defenders dropping off, or he's dragging defenders with him, making space for other people. Second half then when he went out on the left-hand side, constantly taking on full-backs, just putting the fear of God in him. And again, he gets another goal. He scores again. So he gets an 8, and he's my man of the match. And Anthony Martial, will give him a 6. He done okay when he came on. Nothing, bad, nothing good. Just, obviously with 20 minutes, you can't ask for a lot. And Lindelof only got 5 minutes, so we won't even give him a score. But let me know your man of the match in the comments, guys. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know who your man of the match is. Let's go through some of the comments here. Not a fan of Scott McTominay, says Terraman, but would give him an 8 this time around. Tig says Bruno was wasteful at times. Yes, Tig, but the one thing I would say about Bruno Fernandes being wasteful is that players who try to pass the ball into space and try and put defenders in give the ball away more than like fullbacks or centre backs who just pass steady passes. To give, to get assists and to put your teammates in to score goals, you have to give the ball away a few times. You know what I mean? So if that's the cost with Bruno, then I'm okay with it, Finn says Bruno did do much, but didn't lose the ball at all. 6. Sancho was a 4, says Tyke. Terraman says Anthony good in defence today, but wasn't great going forward. I'd agree with you there. He's worked great going back, which I didn't mention is great as well. Finn says Anthony was shooting on sight. Sancho is too timid, doesn't have that fire. I have to agree with you there, Finn. Terraman says Sancho is still not confident in his abilities. Yeah, I agree. Need to beef up and get stuck into, lads. And Tyke says Sancho could turn into another Dele Alli. Yeah, I mean, it's a very slippery slope, really, isn't it? It really is. Chris's man of the match is Rashford there as well, and Oliver is in. Make sure you get your man of the matches in as well, guys. John is going with Rashford as man of the match as well. Yeah, look, I think we're all going to be on the same boat there, really, with Rashford as man of the match. But look, guys, happy days. 3 points in the bag. Let's have a quick look at the league table here, actually, because let me see, can I show it on the screen? If I can, let me see. Window capture. Let me go over here. Let me go there. Let me do that. Let me do that. Shit. Well, no. Apologies, guys. I didn't think this was going to take this long. I wouldn't have brought it up at all. Now, there we go. So, league table. We're looking at Arsenal obviously remain top spot, but we're looking at Newcastle and United here. 53-53, same points. And obviously Newcastle have a far superior goal difference, 26-5. Spurs are 3 points behind, but we do have a game in hand. And you look at Brighton then maybe in 6th. They've got a game in hand on us, but they are 7 points off us. So, look, I mean, they're still not out of the running, you would say. But United would seriously have to implode. They really would. Let's see. Need to make the most of the game in hand over Spurs, says Tyke. And Brian is in, says McTominay, man of the match. I just like saying that. I thought he was good in the second half. If he had have had a game, if he had had a half, if his first half had been as good as his second half, I think he would have been up there with man of the match. I really do. I thought his second half was really, really good. Really, really good. But look, guys, I appreciate it. Happy days. 3 points on the board. We move on. Obviously, the games are coming thick and fast. So we're going to be back on Saturday morning. 12 noon, we're going live because the game at 12:30. So we're going to be live for that. I'll be back tomorrow morning for the news show at 10 a.m. So anybody who's interested in tuning in live for that, we're live every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Every weekday that I possibly can. So I still have a full-time job as well. And the members only chat is tomorrow night, guys. So any of the new members, if you're over the age of 18, you can come on the screen with us and chat with us. We'll be talking all things Manchester United. If you're not over 18, you can just get involved in the chat as normal, members only. Keep an eye on the community tab on YouTube tomorrow, guys. So the United Community Channel homepage has a community tab on it, and that's where I post the link for anybody over 18 who wants to get in and come on screen with us, kind of a split screen. There's a couple of guys who do it already, but if you're new to the channel and you're not maybe confident, maybe sit in, watch it tomorrow night, but we'll be doing that tomorrow night from 7:30. But I appreciate all the new subscribers, guys, and the new channel members. Chris has gifted 2 memberships, and I think Dale has gifted another one as well. So 3 new members of the channel tonight, guys. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. You're more than welcome. Until tomorrow morning, peace out. 3 points on the board. Let's keep the momentum going till Saturday. What have we got? 9 games to go. Top 4 is on. We're back in the cup next week. Happy days. Until tomorrow, peace out. Appreciate it.